Are our images lined up? Because I don't think they are.
Oh, because yeah, we do new cool. Huh.
It's like the top of my head on the bottom and the lower part of my face on the top. It's backwards. Oh, hi guys. Oh, hi Mark. Yeah, Mark's here. Mark Lawrence.
I did not do it. I did not hit the preserver obelisk. The Vecna Zelda. What's the villain's called at the end?
It's not Vecna. Vecna's Stranger
I
Things.
know.
Oh, okay.
Velda. Vesda.
Bethesda.
Okay, as I said, Vecna. Right. Welcome back, everybody.
I did not hit her. I did not.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. Oh, hi Mark.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyone that loves a room, yolla or holla, because I want to know what everyone thinks.
we got 12 people and 13 likes. That's a good start.
Oh, that is good. Hey, good job, everyone. Ah. Part
Yeah. Go up.
two, Stuart. Part two.
Yes. The best of Stranger World Season 3. Got the worst stuff out of the way yesterday. We're going to finish on a high note with the best stuff. And hopefully you guys have some cool stuff you want to talk about because there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, as Stuart said, we're gonna celebrate the end by getting high, and talking to you about the
What?
episodes.
I didn't say that part. What's wrong with you?
I did.
Are you
Yeah,
high?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I do see
High on
kites.
life.
I do see kites. Yeah, as always, guys, $5 to submit an option or use the PayPal to do 2 for 1. So if you want to do just one, I guess it's 250 by definition, or 2, etc. These can be, as I said yesterday, as you guys know, a moment, a character, a line, a plot, a musical cue, a scene, a shot. Be specific if you can, and if not, we'll find a relative image. There's literally a moment you're like, oh yeah, that one thing from episode 6, time code 51 minutes. Cool. Right? This is your personal stuff you love. Throw it in, we'll discuss, and we'll see. And unlike yesterday, Stuart, where we had, in fact, no one complained about the confusion of S to F. The worst was AS. AS. Today, at least, we're back to the logic of yes, the best is the top. Cool. Cool.
Yes. Yeah, that was a little confusing yesterday, even for me. So,
Yeah, putting Kurtzman and F, being a good thing. That, yeah, breaks your brain. Now, this might seem like an odd question, given that this is a chart where the floor matters versus the ceiling, whereas the worst, the bottom is the most. Anyway, is there a chance that anything will get below F? Do you think if someone's submitting something we just love, or have zero issues with, is F? Are we counting F as an issue, or sorry, okay, are we counting F as anything that we find even remotely not the best, or can we go below F?
I think we could probably get a below F, but I don't really necessarily want to do that. So,
Because if someone put shooting the Gorn, it right, it's not an F best moment, right? I'm just saying, if we have a silly audience, and you guys say it's a silly, so you never know, right? But let me do a poll. How I think what that's gonna be.
yeah. 23 of you here now, which is great. 16 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Don't forget to super chat in $5 for your favorite moments from season 3. Or you can head to PayPal and do another $5 there if you want. And then you get two choices, two picks, and we will cover them both. So lots of ways to support and help us out to do the things. And hit the like button. 23 of you here. Let's get those likes up to 20. Uh, Michael Schaefer asks, how is Kurt going to raise 4 ranks in less than 2 years? He's a commander, so he only has to raise 1 rank.
Yeah,
That's
he's
how.
second in command of Farragut. That was
Yeah.
okay.
He
Yeah,
was called commander in the last episode, so
like I remember sometimes him saying Lieutenant Kirk, but that might have been something else.
possibly.
Because
But he's a commander.
and there's also a Lieutenant Kirk in the show. That might be why I'm thinking it, because there is a Lieutenant Kirk, Sam Kirk. But yeah,
Yes.
1 rank, and he's obviously like eyeing up the captaincy anyway. You can kind of feel it. So, all right, back to the poll.
Yeah. Do your poll. Do your work. Don't even. Anyway. Uh, All right. We already have a good super chat in, so thank you so much, Kevin Scott. I will get that prepared. But yeah, there should be some really good ones because there's a lot of nice moments in this season, I think, that are worth discussing. And again, we might not all agree like yesterday, but we'll certainly have a discussion about each thing you guys offer up
Mm-hmm.
because that's kind of the point.
Yes, and you know, it's fun to. I don't say we nitpick. Like if we nitpick, we know we're nitpicking because it's even more minutia, right? We try and point out canon issues, blah blah blah. But in this one, because it's such a broad plethora of positive, even a uniform or a costume, right, could be cool to look at because they have some really good costuming, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. There's a lot of a broad spectrum for good in this thing, right? I'll start showing as well. Poll is out, so I'll see you in a second.
Alrighty. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click notification bell icon to all so you don't miss any content from us. Uh, do all the things you need to do. Don't forget that the like button. I mean, that helps us out immensely. Also, make sure you're commenting, being part of the conversation. If you can super chat, that's awesome. If you are unable to, that's fine. Just be part of the regular chat. We appreciate all that as well. And make sure that you're just hitting the like button and sharing the videos around, doing what you can to help us out. So you can also click the join button down there on YouTube. There's a join option here. There is also you can head over to Patreon/Trekyards. Support us on a monthly basis there. We appreciate that also. Yeah, there are links in the description of every video to our Teespring and our TeePublic store, where you can get yourself some cool Trekyards merch as well as a bunch of other stuff. And check those out. Just clicking the links actually helps and makes a big difference. So if you're able to, please do. Um, but yeah, I am actually just looking for something here. All right. Yeah. So yeah, do the things. And sorry, I'm just kind of preoccupied with something here, getting some stuff ready for this live today. But yeah, support the channel any way you can. We appreciate all of you guys, as you know. Um, and Sam will be back in a moment. In the meantime, go vote in the poll. Do you want there to be a Star Trek Strange New Worlds movie post season 5? Yes, movie. Gimme, gimme. No, want a Star Trek 6. You mean Star Trek 4? No, finish Strange New Worlds. Well, yeah, obviously finish Strange New Worlds. That one. All right. So yeah, help us out in any way you can. Sorry if my video is a little choppy. I don't know why that is. Signal should be strong enough, but we're having some issues with Teams, it seems. So hopefully everything is okay in that regard. All right. And Sam is back, everybody. Welcome him back to the channel. Welcome back,
Good.
Sam.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Meh, meh.
What's that from?
It's a good
My
question.
guts is Futurama. Yeah,
That's the
see?
first thing that popped into my mind too.
Oh no, in a sense it's Futurama. It's the police chief Wiggum. Yeah, see? No. Well, partially. I don't
No,
know. Anyway,
no.
we're not doing Simpsons live or whatever.
What? I thought that's what we were doing today.
No, I told you in the memo.
Oh,
That's in
I don't.
2032.
I don't read memos. I read
Well,
TPS reports, though. You should probably send a TPS report.
I don't even know what that is.
That's from Office Space.
Okay, right, where are we going? Stuart, oh buddy, oh pal. And let me check the pay to the pal, because, yeah, 2 for 1, guys, on the PayPal. That does make a big difference to us. And there is indeed 2, so I assume you haven't got those yet.
I do. Oh, not the PayPal ones, no.
Brilliant, I'll get them then.
All right. We're going to start off with Kevin Scott, 67 with $5. Best part of was the bloopers at the end of Space Adventure Hour, especially the alien falling forward through the screen. Yes, those bloopers were fantastic. I love how they were still like in character as well. It's not like it was them playing those characters. It was just great. It was the behind the scenes of the Last Frontier show. Um, but yes, those were fantastic.
So
Yeah, all,
I was reading my super chat while you read your one. So is this just this one particular moment, or is this all the bloopers at the end?
just this one particular moment, her falling through the view screen.
I mean, it's pretty great. Just the fact that they're in the same set is a really clever way of doing it. The makeup's actually pretty good. Because you got to imagine they can't have like, as much as they prepped this. This is a genuine pratfall moment that it's if you commit to it, you're actually going to fall. So they probably just did it, and like whatever happens, we film it. You know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
hoped it would look silly because they could hurt themselves with this. Not a lot,
Hmm.
of course, but it's not a very complicated thing. But actually, you could hurt yourself.
Yep. And I love that we could hear Jonathan Frakes. I just wish we'd seen him. I wish he was one of the stagehands that came in, or
Yeah,
the director himself who came in. Like
yeah,
so meta. So meta.
yeah. He should
Uh,
have directed his own episode of the fake show. That's kind of obvious. Because then he could have
yeah.
said he could have done all his own catchphrases as well. You know, added that layer
Shields
of
up.
yeah. So rather than red alert, it would be cameras up or print out. You know, you can make an allegory.
Yeah.
And classic, just for clarity, the 40s dress. Do you mean in the same episode, the holodeck
Yes.
episode?
Yes, I'm sure
Okay.
that's what he means.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, this for me isn't a super high moment because there's so many good moments. If you know what I mean. This isn't. There are better moments in this episode. So
Yeah. I'm gonna give this a B because I think it's worth it because I laughed. I had a good time with this, so
I'll agree to a B, but I'll very quickly
I'm gonna
argue
put
to
it
be
to a
lower.
C.
Or
I'm gonna put it to a C.
so
We'll start off there. It's a good place to start.
I think the chair falling apart is a funnier moment because it's less
Where,
expected.
where would you rank that?
That I would be close to a B. Oh wait, was that another super check? 'Cause I didn't check.
Nope.
Oh,
I just grabbed it because I was looking for the other one, and somebody's gonna say it. If not, I was going to.
I mean, if you want to put it in, you can be a cheeky boy and put it in.
I am right now, yeah. And I'm gonna put this one on an A because this is absolutely hilarious. Him trying to do the Riker maneuver over an impossibly tall chair,
You're
and
saying he
the
couldn't do
fact,
it? He's James T. Not Kirk. What do you mean?
and the fact that Jonathan Frakes is directing the episode as well. So, was this something that Frakes suggested, or was this something that Paul Wesley just did? Because either way, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I can't see Paul Wesley knowing this reference.
Oh, I can.
I don't think he's a Trek fan, which is no shade. I mean, he's an actor, doesn't have to be. I mean, the movie's on Tom set, but I don't think he's a Trek fan specifically to know these references. Yeah, I would have said this as a B because of the chair, the fact it falls apart to a crappy like. It makes you appreciate that they were just real chairs, but looked cool around them. So you learn something as well with them. That's why I like the double joke.
Yeah.
But if you want to go A, but again, we might find stuff that's much better.
Well, for now, I'm going to put it at A because I really love this one. But yeah,
He totally could have made it though. What are you on about?
it might be loaded lowered down to a B. We'll see. All right. Do you want to do the PayPal's next or the?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So we have two tremendously lovely PayPals, and this is also for the same episode, so that's pretty cool. We've got first of all the La'an look in her 40s attire.
Oh, Amelia Moon, you mean?
40s dress thing. I wouldn't call it a dress, but I guess it's 40s. That's why I clarify.
Yes. It's got kind of a Carmen Sandiego type vibe to it. And yeah,
Ah.
I think for the era they absolutely like nailed it. I'm not a big fan of any of the costuming in this episode personally, but I know a lot of people are. So,
Well, I think it's one of those things that personal preference is entirely driving this. Subjectively good, but you don't personally preference like it. Like we don't like some styles of storytelling. We know they can be good, we just don't like them, right? No shade, kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I think she
Um,
suits it pretty well. I mean, it could have been more fun. I know it sounds silly, but yeah, she suits it well. It's a good look. No complaints really. I mean, I prefer her dresses when she has like holes in them. There are other outfits she's worn, but that suit her better, right? This
yeah,
is a character, but it doesn't suit the character as well.
yeah,
So I would
yeah.
say, I mean, a D because it's good, but these are the best, right? It's nowhere near.
These are all good, no matter where they fall on this list.
Yes.
So D is not bad. It's just not one of our personal
Yes.
favorites, I guess.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I really hate slides sometimes.
Excellent. And number two, which you might appreciate more as a lover of the form of the female.
Okay, okay, okay.
I'll wait for you to move that around. And do vote in the poll,
There,
guys. Number
there we
two
go.
is the sexy attire of the dress that Hera wore. So vote.
Absolute garbage.
Oh damn!
I don't think it's attractive at all. Nothing about this character or this look, if I'm honest.
That was very honest, yeah. All right.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be below the on for me. It's going to be an F at least.
But Stuart, she has cleavage. You're a fan of cleavage, I hear.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter in this instance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and for me, it's such an abstractly small thing in the show to be lover of. So not because I don't like it, like she looks great, but for the show, it's like
Yeah.
so far below the things are great that I wouldn't even see on the list, kind of thing. Now
Yeah.
that said, if you said her normal hairstyle, that might have got an F because she looks very very good in just the one she's got this season.
We got
That
an F as
maybe.
well.
I'm saying it would be on the chart. This wouldn't be on the
Oh,
chart, but that
yes. Yeah,
I
yeah.
could argue being on the chart because she looked so good and it suited her so well, is what I mean. But we're staying to the being in the F, as in the chart.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
And Classic
Do you
did
want to
put in
go?
three more, but they're all silly ones, so I'm going to veto them all because they're not really things. He said, no J.J. Abrams involvement, no Section 31, or Georgia references, no rainforest ships. None of those are things we can talk about, so let's just pick three from the chat. So you can do the next one, and I'll pick three from the chat, because I can't even do them as graphics, so there's no point. So I'll just find three.
All right.
Yes.
Olivia Julius, $20. Thank you so much. The best thing about this season
Oh,
is Sam. We saw character growth. We saw Sam's genes get put into Olivia and turned into Samantha. We saw Sam get picked on. We saw Sam get stranded on a planet. Sam was the best this season. Aw. We're not going to put that in either. Unless you're talking about Sam Kirk, which you're not. So,
Mm. Well, let me throw in one literally from yesterday. Pike's vibe as a Vulcan, which includes his hair. Which was on yesterday's lineup as well. But where might it go on here?
uh, I thought it was kind of hilarious, and I really loved him in this episode. Like, I think even though he was doing a kind of odd delivery of lines, it was quite appropriate and hilarious. So, um, I wish they would have gone with what they originally wanted to, which is just the standard like Vulcan cut. But Anson Mount kind of nixed that. He said, "I want my hair straight up." So that was a him thing. And we had said at the time it'd be hilarious if it went the opposite way. So instead of his hair being up like Pike, it was down. Because, but anyway, yeah, for me, this is probably it's quite an interesting look, but it's so exaggerated. It's gonna give it at least a D. That's all I can do. It's not F worthy, I don't think. It's better than the Uhura outfit from that episode. So, but yeah, I mean, it could have been funnier, is what I'm saying, if they had gone with their original idea.
It's tricky because it would be interesting if everyone to put in every Vulcan in an episode and how we rank each performance, because there is striking differences. He's my least favorite. Doesn't mean it's bad, but they went a route with it. I just didn't enjoy that route, but I see the fun of it. But they could have done other routes that were better and more interesting. Like, he was the most
Yes.
caricature. It's fun from a surface level, but I mean, what other Vulcan has literally walked up to somebody and talking in their face? Not a single one, because that's not logical. It's dumb. It's dumb for the sake of a moment, but it doesn't make sense or work. That's not a Vulcan
Yeah.
thing to do. It's not logical to speak that close. Otherwise, you'd see every Vulcan, every Enterprise scene like up to. It's not a good thing. So I think this should be either a D or an F, because it's just for this list, right? We're looking at best. This is not one of the best things of the season. No, for me.
Yeah. I will put it at D, like I initially had planned. But yeah,
Because now we're looking best of the best, right? But then,
we're just a.
okay.
Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, and then another one for Matthew. This is via Classics 3. Patton Oswald as the Vulcan. So we're hitting some of
Doug.
yesterday's one. Yes. Yes.
A lot of these are already up above here anyway. Um, Doug was great. Having him come on the show and just be such an interesting take on a character, like not only as a unique Vulcan that stands out, but also a love interest of Una, I think was fantastic. And the fact that she just goes gaga over him, to the point of it's almost a detriment, I think is hilarious. Also, his interactions with Spock, of course, that was again post-credit scenes for this was great. Just seems a lot of improvisation there, but they had fun doing it, and yeah, I think Doug is absolutely a standout this season. Do I need to see him return? No, not really, but I wouldn't be upset if he did. Let's put it that way. Uh, um, yeah, definitely have some fun with this character for sure.
Whereas I do want to see him return, as I said at the time, to allow for a natural closing of the number one story, to allow her to go off in the sunset with someone she loves. It's nice and set up. It works well. It's a bit silly. And if they're that in love and that, invest in each other, that explains why she's never heard from him again, because she's busy living life. That's cool. Yeah, the fact that he wasn't a letdown was great. They had some nice lines. It's appropriately silly. The joke about the siblings makes it better. The fact that he called out the lying very quickly was good. But as we said yesterday, the fact that he had not done basic research lets the character down a bit, because if jokes don't make sense logically, then it's hard to take it serious. And that's part of a Vulcan's charm, right? They are being taken serious, but the race themselves are not in the series we associate, right? They're being serious, but they're being written not serious, but that's not because they're not being serious, it's because the things they're saying aren't serious, etc. So it's yeah, definitely a stronger part of the season, but not necessarily one of the best. I'm not sure what is the best, but I would give him a solid low B and see where it goes. I think there's notably better things, but he's definitely like one of the higher ups of this board so far.
I would say so as well. All right, so let's get to the next one.
Beautiful.
Joe Brown, $5.
Thanks so much.
Beginning of episode 6, Enterprise warping in to protect the Farragut from the planetary debris. Yeah, firing phasers and then sliding in with the shields to take some shield impacts was absolutely epic, and I want to see more stuff like that in my Star Trek. Also, the bubble shield effect, like everything about that was kind of cool. Let's be honest. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely appealing to the crowd, the Trekyards we love ships crowd. Yeah, I mean, it was nice. Hard to logic that it was there. It could get that quickly, because blah blah blah, right? Everything's a second away at warp in the universe.
Yeah.
But as soon as you accept the bullshit, then don't think about it. Very JJ, but again, it is one of the lead showrunners is making it, so it makes sense he wouldn't care about it all the time. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I have no complaints, and we talked about the red death feeling cloud and the pre, stuff, and we had thoughts, and again, it was better done than we thought. Can't remember what we had said specifically, but it worked better. So yeah, I mean, it's such a small moment, but it was a really rare beat to see the Enterprise come and be heroic. No ifs or buts.
It was an impactful moment. Wah, wah. Pardon the pun. I'm going to say S for this one because this was a really great scene.
Yeah, I'm going to agree because there's not much flawed in it. Like, and these can be tiny moments, right? So it was a great sequence. I want to see more of it. Yeah. Yeah. Right? It's just, yeah. Hard to judge. It just works.
Next up, we got Chuck Jones, $5. Christina Chung's music album since 2021, released as season 3 aired. Wow. Didn't know she had an album, but there you go.
She has several. She's a passion singer.
Wow. Is it a good album? Have you listened to it?
Nope.
I have not either. So the fact that she makes music and has other stuff going on is awesome. She's awesome. I'm sure her music is.
Well, yeah, her one big song, Stranger Worlds, was great. As in her ability to sing it and sell it was great. Yeah, I mean, good cover, good vibes. For this season, though, it should be a double S. I should not have said anything else about it, or is it double B? I don't know. Well, I don't know. Some level of joke there.
So where do you want her put then? Like above the board?
Yeah, put it to the top right, peeking down, because honorable mention, because she's a nice lady, and go buy her album. We support you on Apple Music. You can buy it for. Interesting on Apple Music. The first song, "Baby Blue Day," featuring Ethan Peck.
Oh, nice.
Let me see if I can play 3 seconds of non-copyright. Let's see what it sounds like. Everyone's ready. Down by the beach, baby. You'll hear that in a second, Stuart, and I'll let you listen to that.
I'm still waiting because the delay. Interesting style. Yeah, that's not bad. I'm gonna have to look that up and maybe add that to my playlist.
But from that one entirely abstract clip, couldn't tell it was Christine Chong. So
no, it didn't sound like her at all. Actually.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I do like to know who I'm listening to. But yeah, honorable mention.
Sure. Next up, we got Solaris with $5. It would be interesting to see a B5 Strange New Worlds crossover.
Are you taunting me? That means you can put one of your own in, obviously, because that's a user choice.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Put it this way: if my Indiegogo starting October goes gangbusters, is absolutely incredible. I want to do more crossovers because they're a ton of fun. I've got access to B5 things, so yes, I would love to do something with that. As with many things, force Stuart to fight the Cylons or something. I mean, I don't know.
By your command.
Well, that's them. You're the person. Yeah,
So,
just saying, supporting we can do stuff later in the future.
I'm putting one of mine in because of that one, and that is La'an's neck pinch and just the overall vibe of that moment.
I wonder where you're gonna go with that. You went classy neck pinch. Good job. Yeah.
I did.
And then you devolved into what I thought you were gonna say.
Something about this just makes it absolute S tier, in my opinion, and it's a good segue from the last one we just did about her as well. So perfect.
Yeah, no, 100%. That it makes that scene feel more justified than just being Blair. And yeah, she has an extremely powerful ability to change her look while still looking like the same person.
Yeah.
As we've talked about previously, you didn't like the character until she became the princess in the first season. Then you liked her for reasons, and then you found you liked her for other reasons, and now you like her. because of a
Yeah.
look change. And she's had various looks from the dancing stuff, the learning to dance stuff with Spock. I mean, she's got a very, very flexible look. And I can relate to that because Nim, who plays Keely, can do a lot with her hair to look very different. So yeah, the neck pinch was great. I think I'm going to give that a solid A because it could have been a bigger part of the episode and all set up earlier.
I'm not talking about the neck pinch. I'm talking
Well,
about
that's
this
what you led
particular
with.
image, the vibe. It's an S.
Oh yes, fine if saying yeah, but you led with neck pinch, Stuart. I was responding to your neck pinch comment.
I was trying to do it without being.
Okay, remove the
But
class
you
and it's an
screwed that
S.
up. It's an S. It's an S. It's an S.
Okay, so it's a no class S. Love it.
And Hypno Amber asked why Lon's in D. Because while her look as Emily Moon was fantastic, I personally didn't really the genre, the era of the clothing didn't really do anything for me. So, and keep in mind, this is the best of. So everything on this list is great. It's just she's in the D slot. So if you want to move her up, you can slide her up. But
well, and it wasn't a fantastic look; it was a good look. Well, it's like
it was a good look, yeah.
It wasn't as the point. It wasn't fantastic. It works for her, but it's good. It's like Dixon Hill for Picard. He looks good. Doesn't look fantastic, right? It's good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't shout, "Oh, it's fantastic," because he doesn't, and that's fine. But it's a detective, right? There's not too much you can do with that. Now, versus, I think I would say the gangster look for Spock and Kirk. That works funnier and better because the contrast feels more distinct. Spock wearing that suit feels more like he's, you know what I mean? That feels more fantastic as a cool look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And welcome, John Johns. He says, "Holy amazingness! I actually made it to alive." Well, welcome.
Hello,
Glad
greetings.
you made it to alive.
I mean, just so you know, we are the same time every other day, every day. You know, variants of that sentence. So, if you are free this sort of time of the day, then you can see us live. So if you've just lost your job, or you've got a different job, or you've transcended from a different plane of existence, and you are now free at this time of day, join in more.
Greetings and felicitations to you.
That's
all right.
Thing that I'd heard before. Season effect.
The Bad Trojan, $5. Una's fashion this season. She seems to love skirts. That's great. I mean, skirts are fantastic. So.
Yeah, I try to find him. She's in other stuff throughout the season.
The one with Doug at the end. She's wearing a skirt.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So I looked at
guys,
various.
That doesn't count. Until then, we'll look at that. But do you want me to go get it? Because I can get the image if you want to talk about it. Yes. Anyway, hit like, guys. 38 of you here, 28 likes. Let's get those likes up. That's not a skirt. That's a uniform.
Well, exactly. That's why I was like, well, she's in various things. She's also in jackets. I didn't know the skirt particularly. So I was like, that's a dress.
Yes.
I mean, I think she's had some bad looks this season as well. But, you know, you're allowed good and bad, right? I think they realize they don't know what to do with the character because she's not really got a purpose. She's kind of like Troy in a lot of ways. She can be there and do anything, or not be there and do nothing, and neither way you're necessarily gonna notice. Right?
I have no idea what you just said because that was like, she can be there and do I don't understand.
Okay, Troy can be there and be the one that's like, this, and this, their emotions, or she can literally be absent from the plot, and you won't notice she's absent.
Yeah, that's true.
Or she could be essential. So same thing. Una can be heavily involved in the plot, or not be there, and you will not realize.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Positively. I don't know. But hit like, guys. 29 likes. I still haven't hit 30 yet. Come on, it's at 30. We have 38 of you here. Hit the like button if you're just joining.
And did you read the poll?
But I did, but I don't understand about Star Trek 6 or season 6.
Well, Stranger Worlds are getting 5 seasons.
Season 6. I thought you were talking about Star Trek 6. I was like, what the hell? So I just read it wrong. It's my bad. Yes, I read the poll.
Excellent. Okay, so specifically Una's dress sense.
Dun, 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 dun,
it's not an interesting dress, so wouldn't get particularly high marks. Her wedding dress was far more interesting.
Ooh, I like that one though. It's nice.
Yeah, but it's not very interesting though.
It's nice though.
Yeah, it is nice.
So her fashion sense. I mean, at least they're doing something with Una this season. I find a lot of other seasons she's been very flat and very not used or underused. This one, she's been in command. She's had some interesting looks, like when they had to do zero G and she had her hair up like a Greek goddess
So
kind of
bad
style.
for me.
Oh, I really liked it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, don't like it at all.
So yeah, I don't know where to put this.
I mean, it's not best of the season, right? I mean, it's definitely less good than the joke in C. So I'm happy to say D because it's not right. You know what I mean? It's such a
Yeah,
small part of the season.
yeah.
That said, if you were to do all of her looks, which there are many because there's lots of every time she goes to the captain's dining thing, there's a new look. So you could genuinely do a top 10 her looks this season because there are many. So fun for them.
Hmm. Hmm. Cool, cool. All right. The bad charge in $5. Doctor Who Pelia connection.
Yes.
It's not much of a connection. It was
Well,
just
yeah.
it's like she changed topics mid-sentence to not talk about something she wasn't supposed to talk about. Um,
Which of
but
course.
anyway, yeah. Obviously, somebody with a Doctor Who fan on staff because we saw an actual TARDIS in the scavenger episode right behind one of the nacelles that was trapped in the scavenger ship. So, yeah, I thought it was a fun little reference. I didn't expect it at all, and to have two in the same season, two Doctor Who references that are just kind of blatant was an interesting choice, and I was kind of happy to hear it, honestly, because we have
Mm.
seen the Doctor Who TNG crossover in the comics,
Mm.
um, and also TOS. It was a
Mm-hmm.
multi-part comic, so
Mm-hmm. Famous one.
yeah. There's even a novel, which I remember when I was a teenager. My brother was reading it and told me about it.
Mm.
That they were on a planet, a landing party, and all of a sudden a police box appeared out of nowhere, and a guy steps out and says, "Oh, sorry, wrong planet," and leaves. And that's all that it is. A small reference in beta canon in one of the novels, and I thought that's hilarious. So yeah, to actually bring it to the screen, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just so funny that the reference itself is that the what she's saying is not the Doctor because she's having to
Yeah.
swap from what she's actually saying to not what she's saying. It's like saying, "I totally robbed a bank, a bank, yes, a bank."
Well, I mean,
So so
she
she so
lived on.
she's saying she didn't meet the Doctor because she wouldn't autocorrect to the Doctor. So it's literally the reverse of that.
Yes,
It's a
she she,
yeah
she lived on Earth. She probably watched Doctor Who. That's what she was referring to.
yeah it
Something,
existed pre Eugenics War. So there's many seen Doctor
some
Who, 100%.
something in pulp culture. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So who's to say? But it was a nice little cheeky reference. So
Well, actually, if Eugenics War wasn't Eugenics War like 1994?
around there.
Because if it was that 1992 to 1996, I mean, we all remember it so fondly. Um, what's the last episode of Doctor Who called? It is called Survival. The last
Mm.
Doctor Who episode of the original era was 1989. So yeah, Pelia saw every single Doctor Who episode that came out in the original era because our universes are in theory the same. So yeah, she would have been yeah. But no, it's
I'm
not.
gonna let you.
It's a Doctor Who reference, not a Doctor Who reference.
Yes, I'm gonna let you rank this one because you're a
Oh,
bigger
F.
Doctor Who fan.
Because the TARDIS would have been higher, but it would have been funnier any other way of doing it because it's not really the reference they think it is, and that was the point. But yeah,
Yes.
wouldn't have been on my anywhere towards the TARDIS itself is something. Um, yeah, yeah. Or if she had said, I once knew a man who had a screwdriver. It was powered by sonic waves. That's a better reference, right? For me, anyway. That makes more sense because she's doing her own thing.
Hmm. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. What's next?
Hmm.
Classic for real, $2. B5 is the most overrated franchise that's possible. Or yeah, overrated. He did say overrated. Okay.
Okay. He has thrown a gauntlet. Who agrees and disagrees in the chat? Throweth gauntlet backeth. It's pretty great though.
It is pretty great.
I mean, it's very, very clever, and it does put a lot of modern sci-fi to shame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, we have another PayPal as well with a 2-for-1. We do like our 2-for-1s. It is once again the infographic, but specifically the phraseology of the submission was 2-for-1 for what is Starfleet getting the crew complement correct on the infographic. That's part 1 of the 2-for-1. Method 3 is Babylon 5, the space TV show. And hi, Deborah.
So yes, crew complement of 203 for such a large ship because they upscaled the thing. I'm glad they kept it like that because that is very canon important in my opinion because it does go to much more when Kirk is in command with 430. So yeah, crew of 203, you got to give him props for that. That's an absolute win. But combined on screen with all the other misinformation is a little bit concerning. So for just getting the crew right, I'll give them a C for this one.
And Hypno has had an unfortunate little bit of time. So Hypno, thank you, / sorry, / you're welcome, / we've got you covered, / hope you're okay around that. Yeah, this is good. This was said previously, I think, in another episode.
Yep.
So
season 2.
It's both pissing you off and giving you a cupcake. Length of ship. Cupcake. Oh. Look, yeah, crew numbers. Length of ship. Blech. You know, it's a but no, it was objectively this thing, so I mean it's an S in terms of canon, but that's depressing. But if it's not exciting, then lower. You know.
So where do you want to rank this one? B?
I mean, yeah, like I say, it could be so many places, but I'll trust you where, because it's very mild.
The other mistakes kind of lower it a little bit, so I'm just going to shorten that one up so it fits better to 203 so we know what it's about.
Just an abstract 203. And the second one for that 2-for-1 was a bit abstract, so here's why I picked. The idea of introducing an episode titled a question mark for what is Starfleet question mark.
Is this the image you wanted? The honor?
Sure. I mean, yes, but because there's no title of it in the thing.
There is.
I looked, I couldn't see it.
I'll get it. You talk.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, fine, good, yes. As a title, it's good. I don't know if the question mark makes it any better. Although it's funny, given that Starfleet has been the uniformly positive thing for all of Earth, for everyone, apart from Pelia, on the crew's entire life, and their parents' life, and their grandparents' life. Well, not grandparents. That thinking, what is Starfleet? Everyone should have a sense of that, especially if you went to the academy. So it's interesting that it's such a question. Okay, it's not graphic. For civilians, but you also made it slightly a clickbait title, right? People know what Starfleet is, they know what it stands for, as the theory. Yeah.
No, to have that as an actual like in-universe documentary title with that kind of cool graphic of the Enterprise behind it. Yeah, that wins a lot of points for me, honestly.
I mean, I would have named a film this. I would have, if it made sense.
Yeah. And it might one day. You never know.
What is Starfleet 2, the sequel to Beto's documentary? Because that was the newest documentary I could do. Which is slightly mad.
Yeah, I kind of want to at least give it an A for this one.
Sure. I mean, it's abstractly not exciting. It doesn't have to be, though. So, yeah, sure. Go for it. Sure. And then, little side comment. Matthew DeFrida says, Stranger Worlds has become more of a lower deck story than Lower Decks. Most of the season 3 episodes are about the lower level characters. Pike and Una had hardly anything to do. Your thoughts?
That's actually a very interesting point. That's actually the premise of what Discovery was supposed to be, focusing on more of the not bridge crew, which they definitely didn't focus on the bridge crew, but it was supposed to be about Michael Burnham and not being like you weren't going to see the captain very often. Was the original idea. Um, so yeah, it is very much like Lower Decks in that regard, and I'm kind of there for it. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's an interesting idea, and it's definitely true because it does kind of focus on everybody else. Pike is grossly underused. So is Una. Um, they have their moments, but Una doesn't really stand out at all. You know?
I I I I joint agree. I agree with the sentiment, but not with the technicality. Lower decks are actually the lowest deck characters, which would only be in this situation. Scotty, um,
Uhura.
Uhura, and well Mitchell. Because it can't be Laan, can't be Spock, can't be Una, can't be Pike, can't be April, can't be Pelia. There's more people in the crew, significantly a higher rank, and they get, everyone else gets stuff to do. Laan a lot, Spock quite a lot. So I disagree. It's not. I know what you mean. Technically, it's not low decks because there's only like 2 low deck characters. But it's you're right. It's an ensemble show, not a lead show.
Yeah.
But that works to its benefit. And I'm sure Anson is really happy. He's getting a huge paycheck because he's the reason the show exists for doing very, very little work. I mean, he's not getting a pay cut because he's in less episodes. He's negotiated his salary. And it's their choice how to use him, right? If they only use him none, he gets paid the same. That's the writers. So he's lucked
Yeah.
out massively. Because think about it. If he's only on set 2 times a day, two days a week, he gets to hang out with his pregnant wife who's pregnant during this, then have the kid, and he's a very, very good year. And no shade, right?
Yeah.
Like, good for him. It's their choice, and you do want other people to have their time. So
Yeah.
right.
And Solaris set $5. But considering the Babylon 5 series has been over for so long, would be interesting where it would slide into the B5 universe.
Well, that's in the future, so in the future of this, so it would be
Yeah.
mixing would be difficult. It have to just be a cross universe story. And then if you have late B5 where they've got the White Star pulse weapon ships, then Trek will have some problems. Or go see Star Wrecked, because we saw that, and it's exactly the premise, but not Stranger Worlds. But this is the bonus one because Hypno wanted it for the costuming this year. Stranger Worlds. I think this was a good example of just the elaborate and fancy hero costume.
Oh yeah.
Costuming this season.
This costuming this season is absolutely awesome. Um, I don't agree with all of it necessarily, but they definitely went above and beyond, I think, as far as that kind of stuff goes. And some really elaborate, like this is a perfect example. Yeah. Um, and you got to give them credit for that because it's so easy to just get stuff off the rack from other productions or whatever. But this is clearly not that. And how many times is it going to be used? Once. And then go on exhibition somewhere or, whatever.
She's not going to wear it for her wedding with Corby. So only once.
I don't think so, no. um, yeah, I got to give them top marks for the costuming this season. Absolutely.
And this one in particular, I know was they brought in a fancy fashion designer and had hired them to design something custom. So it's not, that's obviously no shade in the interior department, but they want a special vibe on top of a special vibe. Yeah, I mean, every season of Stranger Worlds, I'm very impressed by costuming. They put as much attempt to link to canon as they can, a la the special red beehive suits, versus most of the other shows of like it's a visual update that tries, but is being told not to make it the same. Like they're not allowed to copy, but they're pushing it, and you can always feel that. So I always appreciate that. Seeing the new Klingon outfits this season, great. I mean, there's in general, but seeing this year has been great. Yeah, I mean, I think the costuming should be an S. I mean, I've had very, very few non-appreciations of the costuming. I don't know if there's a single piece. I really liked Talin's costume from last season. Not Talin. T'Pring. And just the way it looked amazing on her and whatever. I don't know if there's one piece that I thought was that good. But then, just the Laan in the costume makeup that you've got up there looks great. That wedding dress looks great. Pan looks great. The Vulcans look great. Like there's so many great ones, right? sort of spread out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Another one I will throw in because it's a smaller moment. Specifically, Ortega's making water. Survival Ortega's.
Well, you threw it in. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's finally shot an episode. Well, I'm subdividing this to the just her this part of the episode. No, it's great. It's fine to think you can just pull, like you said a second ago, almost if pulling things off the rack at costume stores and make a new dress. So you pull parts away from a comms array and this and that, and somehow manage to make water. But it was done in a way that worked, and it was just there to show her resourcefulness, the fact that it answered a big question, and then we could skip it, assuming it worked for a second or third time, in the other atmosphere. But it was good. It's and it wasn't just a whole bastion of water. It was enough to be, a couple of glasses kind of thing, so you could keep going but not strong. So it was a good limitation while still being, life saving.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wish it would have been used more in the episode. Like,
Yeah.
have it seen set up in the hut, making water for her.
Bing!
Some. Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I thought it was a communications thing at first when she first built it, because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But you would learn this stuff at Starfleet Academy. It's basic survival stuff, so you know which components do what and what you can do with them. And I kind of like that. Her cobbling it together was interesting. I just wish you would have used more.
Yeah, or have a phaser episode. Yeah, there's a certain expectation that if you become Starfleet, you're given tactical training, medical training, pilot training, engineering training, and command training. At a basic level, if you are the only person able to walk, you need to be able to do survival. If you're the only person who has a weapon, you're meant to be shooting, medical. All that stuff comes with every division, right? And everyone learns everything to some degree. You can suck at some of it, because I don't think they're going to fail you from the academy if a botanist can't shoot a weapon at point blank, can't do pinpoint. I think there's a level of like, well, you got a D+, you hit the target. There's got to be some, right?
Yeah.
But it's good to see those skills be utilised. And luckily it wasn't Miracle Worker level, because I wouldn't want to see her just doing... She made it from... Well,
she does that later in the episode with the Gorn communications.
Oh, yes. But we're not talking about that. That was yesterday's point.
Yes.
I would say this, for the season... Well, for the season it's not. This one moment is not going to be super high for the season. If you want to extend it to the entire opening of her in the shuttle being resilient, or keep it as this moment.
Sure. No. Whatever. You pulled it in. It's your choice.
Yeah, have it be resourceful Ortega's for the start. But I'd still say it with a D, because it's good, but there are better things in the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have pushed it a lot more and further, but I think it's definitely, worth mentioning because it was a good thing to see. But there are much better things to the season. Mm-hmm. Once again, guys, 2 for 1 on the PayPal. The link is up there. So, or you can just say give to the chat, as some people do. It is up to you guys.
All right, I'm going to pull in one of my favorite moments. It's one that probably didn't register with a lot of people.
Ooh, exciting.
But this moment from A Space Adventure Hour where Spock confirms that he is in fact related to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. Again, because in Star Trek VI, we got him saying, an ancestor of mine once maintained, once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth, which of course is Sherlock Holmes, written by Conan Doyle. But this one, he does say something about his ancestor, Conan Doyle, would approve of this, that kind of thing. Small thing, but I love that because Conan Doyle was married to a lady named Mary Foley. So am I, in fact, in some way related to Spock? I think it's an interesting thing, and I love Sherlock Holmes, so I love that was mentioned and kind of doubled down on from Star Trek VI. Small thing. I don't think a lot of people really picked up on it, but I certainly did. And I think it's great.
Does it affect any of what you just said, that this is hollow Spock?
No.
Not Spock?
No.
Okay.
Because this might, in fact, still be Spock. This was right at the beginning when they first went in.
I don't remember if they clarified if he ever went with her at all.
They didn't, but I would assume that this was the actual Spock, even though
But he
he
didn't
was
leave,
waiting in the holodeck
though.
when she arrived, so it could have been Hollow Spock the entire time.
Right, yeah, that was Hollow Spock. But, you know, it was using his engrams, some...
Yeah, his
Well,
personnel
and in
file.
fact, the fact that the computer knew that was a thing, which means it wasn't an anecdote, it was a data point, and as we see in the episode, he's far more Vulcan than he is normally. So if he logically and truthfully said that fact as the computer thought it was true to say it, right? Actually gives you more. It can't just be Spock having fun because it's not Spock and he's not programmed for fun. So it's actually more justifiable.
Mm.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll let you. I'll give you my I'll give you my reverse veto power. Where you can. I'll pick one that I can choose where it goes because it's personal to me. I'll
Yeah.
give you this.
Personally, it's an S for me.
There we go.
But I'm going to put it at A just because
Okay.
it's not all about personal preference here. So
I mean, we are people with preferences, you know. But it was cool. I mean, it's a show. It's a strange world. It's a funny show that you absolutely could just chisel down and find loads and loads and loads of good moments.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, absolutely.
Plethora of great stuff. It's just not necessarily always followed with great episodes. But some specific episodes are really good. Moments are really good.
Yeah, and the fact they knew enough about Spock, the writers, to actually remember that. I mean, that's a big deal because Discovery wouldn't have.
But your brain, dude.
Yeah. Can I pull in another one?
Yes, but I want the fans to as well because I'm very interested
Well,
to see what you guys. There's so many good ones.
I'm gonna pull in this
Oh,
the TOS inspired, even down to the patterning on it, the style of suit of it would be a biosuit, I guess, but with the circles on it, ties very much to TOS. So when people say you can't remake TOS and it would look good, I totally disagree because this is one of those instances. Now he wasn't stupid and like the red shirt guy and put his hand up under the thing to scratch his nose when it's supposed to be a sealed suit. But the fact that they are taking into account what TOS look like and actually making efforts to have things visually tie in, I think is phenomenal. So I got to give them a lot of props for that.
yeah, I already called out for the costuming. It's hard
Yeah.
to see this picture, of course, because you know,
Yeah.
dark. But yeah, we give him full credit, and it reminds me of the suits from Into Darkness, which looked great, but also. Yeah. No, it's great. They're really good to see. They're, as I said at the start, they are close enough to be great, well, not perfect to be And yeah, if you're going for like deep dive, all time stupid moments of TOS, the guy literally going in a shitty little suit and doing that whole thing is like, oh, you are an idiot beyond belief, sir.
Mhm.
And also, what there's no ceiling or anything.
There's no ceiling. Yeah, I know.
It is not a good scene, but at the same time, it's such a fun, like, oh, you cringe.
Yeah. So this goes up with costuming, I guess, up to S.
No, I think this should be metric wise. It's not a perfect match, therefore not S. By that
Close, though.
metric,
It's way better than what Discovery did.
so an A,
Perfect.
easily an A. You're right, that 100%. But it isn't that. It can't be the toppest because it's not the closest. Otherwise, if it was perfect, there'd be nowhere to go. So, right, reading the chat. Say some things well, guys. Let's read out the poll as we've got. Do you want there to be a Strange New Worlds movie post the season 5? The options were yes, give me more. No, we want season 6. Or no, finish Strange. Or no, finish Strange New Worlds means that would be the end. 33% want a movie, but 55% say no. that is the end of Stranger Worlds. And 12% actually want season 6. So, interestingly, 55% of you do not want more Stranger Worlds after that. Now, I'm assuming a lot of that is because you guys want a different show, like Legacy.
Well, let's be honest. You can also have spin-off shows like Una and Ortigas leave. Una gets assigned a ship as a captain. She takes Ortigas with her. You get a Lawn Temporal Agent spin-off show. You could have 2 spin-off shows off of Strange New Worlds like right away.
And the uncreated version is just Star Trek Year 1, whatever they were calling it, which is just the Enterprise at the start with Kirk. My least interesting one of all the
Yes,
options.
absolutely.
Unless they fix the sets.
Yes. Yes.
I don't need literal TOS because it's still pre, but I need them to shrink everything down by 35%. At least.
And yes, or just update them to look like TOS sets and then do a season 4 or 5. I'd be kind of cool with that too.
Well, that'd be, yeah. As I keep saying, give them 30k, 100k, and go film Ticonderoga miniseries. Done. Boom, done. Boom, done.
Boom, done, never happen. Never gonna happen.
Never gonna let it happen. It's so.
It should happen. I agree.
It's
but
so silly because if you wanted to print money, right?
Yeah.
You would hire William Shatner, get him in a Wrath of Khan uniform that's nicely tailored for his oddly old, large body, but actually fits well. Get him on those sets in a formal filmed thing, and have it be a Nexus flash forward back of Kirk walking through the Enterprise again. Like, end that circle in his 94th year and give the fans that insane like closure beyond unification, like a you could do
Yeah.
it tomorrow, a week from now. He's literally still able to act at 94. That is unreasonable of anybody to ever think anyone could do that at 94. Insanity. All right, let me suggest one. Let's go again in a similar vein to yesterday's episodes. Corby. The introduction of a not Irish character, now Irish. No excuse given except shut up. But you know what? Good casting. I'm not sure what his vibe is. It's not archaeologist. It's not hyper intelligent. It's not super smarmy. It's just sort of guy, but I get it. Which means success.
Yeah, super nice guy. You got me to care about Corby. I mean, if you watch the TOS episode where what the girls are made of, and you see Corby, it's like I don't really care about this character. Yeah, it's interesting that he was engaged to Christine at some point, went missing. Cool. But I didn't think the introduction of him into Stranger Worlds would impress me, and it has. I really like this guy, and I don't want to see him turn into the guy from TOS, knowing full well he's going to have to. They have done a lot of references to a lot of his work that he's been doing, though, and it's one of his main focuses is on immortality and looking at ancient ruins of cultures that either achieved immortality through becoming non-corporeal, or and that's exactly what he eventually discovers, is he can put his consciousness into an android and essentially be immortal. So I really didn't think I would like this guy. He seems very much like a rom-com kind of guy. Somebody that you see in a rom-com or like a Hallmark movie as Mr. Nice Guy. And you feel bad for him when stuff goes wrong. But it's so heartbreaking knowing where the character goes. It's like, I really like this guy. Why? So yeah, I do really enjoy Corby. I'd like to see more of him, but I've already seen a lot of them, way more than I expected to. I thought he would be in one episode, and they've definitely like milked that cow. Anyway.
Yeah. Wow, well said. Yeah, he's a surprise, a pleasant surprise, and there's a new poll. Guys, go vote. It all works for me, the character, besides his gentle, fun acting, is the fact that he is a human Spock, but not literally. That he has lines in his first episode where he is clearly playing what Spock would be if he was more human, and therefore you see why Chapel goes for him. they're similar in a way that's intangible but visible, and it's like I get it,
Yeah.
I get it, and it improves all that a bit more. But he's not Spock. It was a well played both and neither. I think that actually works really well. So that helps make it more than just some guy. Because yeah, he's just a really interested in archaeology, old things. He will pick that over, Christine, but he'll lose Christine. Classic overachiever, etc. Is he one of the best parts of the season? No. Is he one of the better parts of the season? Yes. Question is he better in his multiple appearances than Pan Oswald is in his single but more standoutish appearance?
Ooh.
That I know because he's on the board, right? What do you
Well,
think?
he's dialed like Patton Oswalt or Doug is dialed up to 11 for uniqueness.
Yeah.
Corby is just kind of like everyman, nice guy, you know. I like them both, my God.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Patton Oswalt made more of an impact with his character, with the way his character was in one episode. So
But
I think I want to put Corby at a C personally.
yeah, I'm. He has so many appearances, but then his last one was non-existent. But then he had such a standout that in
His
his
la
in his episode with the his first appearance, he was not seeing the altered universe for what it was, and that he
Yeah,
was seeing it. Therefore, he was able to react to that, and that was really engagingly written. But that's the story, not necessarily him as a character, right? So I'm kind of lumping that
yeah,
together.
yeah. His last appearance was just as a plot device.
Yeah, we go for the actor, really easy. So yeah, I'd say C's fair. Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second.
All right. Hypno. Corby's okay. He's basically just a guy for trouble to have a long distance relationship with. Oh, but he's never better than Doug. Well, we somewhat agree, but also not. Yeah, but he's a guy you sort of understand him as being why and what he does there. But he's not the Indiana Jones, archaeologist. Rrr.
Yeah. Okay. Any more super chats? No. Any more PayPals?
Let
No, it
us
doesn't appear
know.
so.
There's so many more to talk about, guys. But
Well,
it's fair. People like to talk about native things. I get it. But there's so many. There's like I can feel the good things of the season I want to talk about, but we want to get you guys to
I'm gonna pull one in while we wait.
Yep.
Trelane
Mm-hmm.
and the actor who portrayed him did a
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal job. Clearly Trelane without saying he's Trelane. And again, wardrobe on point, but that's going back to costuming. Yeah, even down to the medals and the extravagance of the jacket. But his mannerisms, like, I love this guy. I want to see more of him, honestly. I don't need to see more Trelane, but I want to see more of Trelane, which is the odd thing. But yeah, he nailed it. He hit it out of the park. Everything about his performance was great. It's hard to not like him, even though he's being kind of a shithead. You're kind of like, oh, I still like. And I also find it
Stuart, you
really
like shitheads.
I do. I do.
I mean, that's partially why.
I do. I also find it really intriguing that everyone in the episode saw him as an Andorian, and we saw him twice in Reflections, and that was it. Once as a Vulcan, and then once as an Andorian. So I just find that very interesting. I hate that he's a Q because he's not. We talked about that
Some level
yesterday.
ambiguity. Yeah.
Ambiguity. Yeah.
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 Ambiguously.
Yes.
Some.
But no, I think he's a standout of the season. Again, I didn't know what to expect with bringing him in, but I like the idea. It's an older Trelane because he's not
We had this
corporeal.
whole debate. It was a long old video
Yeah,
about being young Q or not, old or not. Yeah.
so he's already met Kirk and stuff in the future,
Mm-hmm.
but he's gone back in time. I think that's phenomenal. I wish Kirk would have been in the episode, if I'm honest. Kirk would have only seen him as an Andorian, but he would have known. He should have said something snide and snarky to Kirk, but everybody complains that we see Kirk on the Enterprise way too much when it's not his show. So, yeah, absolute fantastic actor and stand-up performance.
Yeah, it's the costume helps, right? That,
Mm.
and again, Bernadette and the team, they did a great job. That really helps the feel. It is, but it isn't, which is a lot of the Strange World art design. Yeah, he is not the Trelane we know, clearly, visibly, tone-wise, theme-wise. So it's not just a regurgitation, it's a sequel to, which is so funny, as in the way we think it's framed, is a sequel to his Trelane episode from Swive Gothos, while
Yeah.
being in a prequel setting. So you can
Mhm.
have both cakes and eating both. That said, they'd have such ambiguity, which helps, but also pisses people off because it allows those that run certain websites to put in certain big assumptions because that's how they're taking it. It would have been obviously, in our opinion, better had he mentioned Kirk, but not by name. I once
Yeah.
fought this man in a duel on my planet, and he bested me. My parents put in, a direct reference would tell you it was after. And then not having snaps again would be, having the wave instead. Like, small things would have made it a lot better. Because that's super fun. Having a sequel in a prequel. And it makes sense. Which
Yeah.
it is in our version, but it could have been more direct. Even so much as it would have been super funny if he had referenced something he'd said to Spock in Swive Gothos to
Mhm.
Spock here.
Yeah.
But it means nothing to unless you're a really hard Trekkie. Like, oh my, yeah. And Spock does bitch him a little bit. There is stuff you could mine from that. That would elevate it to the truest of the S, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
If you
Mhm.
take the canon connection out of it, it's still very well done. Great performance. He's not, I think, exactly how he always plays his characters. It's somewhat nuanced, as in being a little bit different. I still think it has the same logic as the suit. It could have been an S, but it just wasn't. Because everything in S right now is such a small element of the show
Yeah.
that it's abstractly perfect, and then all costumes, so it's so
Except for the
broad.
costuming. Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
broadly. So those, so I would say he's a very high A, but little bit of the not S. Now I'm happy though if there's no S's at the end that makes sense, raise them for contrast. But I think abstractly in the role of the show, didn't quite nail the S.
Yeah. And I think it's fair to have him above Doug. I mean, Doug's
Oh,
great in a unique kind of way, but this is emulating another performance and doing it so spectacularly that you can't complain.
Oh, for me, this would be Trelane top of A, Doug lowest of B. If you look at that chart literally, because there's more of
Yeah.
a chasm there. Because he's also just really just without being Trelane, he's also a good performance, right?
Yeah.
There is fun just had. Oh, is the chat not refreshing? Because people are stopping saying things. You were saying things earlier.
Yeah, yesterday was very active.
Yeah, just saying things. Talk. All right, let's bring in. I mean, I've also got a few pre-prepared. The unannounced, the unknown big celebrity of the season, the new science lab. Every goddamn episode, they can't get away from it. What do you think of the science lab? And is it your favorite set? And why is it your favorite set?
I think it's a great set, honestly. I just wish that we would have seen a science lab in TOS. Because I mean, the closest we get is the little thing beside or just off of sick bay that has like the stuff in on the
Which
shelves.
we've been to.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Um, and I wish they would like let us know 100% whether there are whales under there because that's clearly water underneath the floor. You see like little reflections here and there and little ripples every
Or
occasionally.
it's a gel, liquid. It's
Sure. And in
like
Lon's
plasma.
things, there was white beluga whales swimming in there, which would be cool if it's station ops, but doesn't make any goddamn sense for the TOS Enterprise. Um, so it's a weird one for me because I love the room and I think they reuse this as engineering uh, in like two episodes
Well,
because there's
it's just the space that is everything. It's not
yeah,
the main engineering, but they go to it as the lab because I
yeah.
guess they don't. I mean they never use engineering once this season, so I guess they didn't want to, couldn't,
Well, they did
etc.
once
When
during the Vulcan episode. That was in engineering
Which part?
with on as the Romulan, where she gets zapped. It was more red. There was more red in the
Oh
room.
no,
It
no, I know.
was.
I mean, sorry, I meant the engineering set that they built with the LED wall.
Oh no, they never used. They
That's
didn't
what I'm
use that
saying.
all this season
That's
because
what I'm
that's
saying.
hot
They've stopped
garbage.
using the. That's what I'm saying. They've not used it. This is the replacement set because it was they
Yes,
just build it. Everything can be in it. It's just obviously just interchangeable set.
well, this makes more sense for an engineering room than that huge cavern they had.
Yeah, but also it makes if you're having it being about if you haven't been in the science lab, it does make you a science lab and engineering. The engineering wouldn't they can't look the same because they do radically different things. So it can only be a multi-purpose room that you can like swap to be different things, but it can't literally be engineering because that you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The rooms wouldn't look the same. It's
So I
a
like the new set.
yeah,
I
it's a
like
good
the new
room.
set. There's a lot going on the walls,
Yeah,
but
there is.
too much. It seems honestly feels a little cluttered with the displays.
But the out of focus helps. You know.
Unless the is standing right in front of it, and you get a shot of her from behind. It's just this wall of information. It's a little much.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few instances of that this season. I like the table for
Mm-hmm.
reminiscent of the pool table that we see in the engineering section of Enterprise D. But I like that it's just a display. That's cool. I'm fine with it. I just wish I knew where it was on the TOS Enterprise. It's turned into quarters for the doubling of the crew, I guess. It's just the answer for everything.
Yeah, it's not an exciting set, but it's definitely a good set. I do appreciate though how many, and you can see vaguely in this picture, there are quite a lot of the TOS-esque control interfaces. There's more of them in this set than there is normally, which I appreciate. There's even the the M5 style,
Yeah, yeah,
which is great. It's
yeah.
not literally, but it's super inspired. So they put a lot of work into it, but it's not an exciting set. So I wouldn't vote for it to be super high. Super high, but respect for them for a decently good set.
Yes. Uh for me it's probably a C. It's a nice addition, but again, it just doesn't make a lot of sense canonically. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And if it is in fact above a cetacean ops tank, that just bothers me, but is also super cool at the same time.
Well, if it genuinely was in the script for the first time we saw it to be the cetacean ops room, then you'd need the whales to be under it in every episode to make that point or hear them. And then it'd be a very bold play. But I respect them more in a sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, we're saying the science lab it all comes together as one specialist space. But like, damn, that is a bold play. And then the whales become part of the story, and then not doing it, of course, but that would have been a play.
I kind of like Devo77's comment there. They don't know whales are smart yet. I like to think that George and Gracie were the ones who inspired the whales and dolphins to be crew members. That makes a lot of sense considering when they got brought to the future, and then the Enterprise D has cetacean ops and Cerritos. I really like that. I wouldn't say we wouldn't know that whales are smart. We already know they're smart. Um, but
That is such an interesting idea. I
and
think,
it
yeah.
would make a lot of sense because of Spock's mind meld with the whales, that he might have an insight on how to communicate with them and actually facilitate that, them becoming like quote unquote crew members. Kind of love that, honestly. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been about you need a giant space for station ops,
Mhm.
and space is a premium, and there's not a lot of generations between the NX and the TOS, and the source is the same size, and you need a large chunk of the secondary hull to be that ops. Because I'm sure there's an ethical point of how much space you give this creature. It's like
Yeah.
saying you as
Well,
a
you could have one on Discovery in the Turbolift caverns. Fill that with water and put whales in there.
Scotty could do it. But yeah, it's the exact same thing as saying, imagine having your closet as your crew quarters on your ship, and you have a second closet to your workspace.
Yeah.
Because if you're a whale, I mean, if you're a tiny whale, beluga, fine, that's a little bit different. But conceptually, the bigger
Yeah.
whales, you need a lot more space. You're burning so much internal volume that the context I always thought was the ships got so big they could do that now. It was a concept that could be whatever. They had a lot of excess space, and then yes, if you link it to Star Trek 4, that's great. The either the George and Gracie were so happy to not be killed and be part of the future. They encouraged, they taught other whales, encouraged them to be interested in the stars, and it became a thing. I mean, I'm fine with that. It all kind of lines up oddly. Yeah.
Makes a whole lot of sense, especially with the mind meld from Spock. Like that's the link. That's the key.
Yeah, because as soon as you have one whale that's sympathetic to humans, because I'd imagine if there are no humpback whales, you can kind of imply there are other creatures in the sea that are also extinct, and so whales might be like, "F this, I'm not dealing with humans." And so one whale coming in and being the ambassador, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like creating a new language with them and a dialogue, I should say. There's a lot of precedent because that's a good 80 years to TNG, 70 years. So you've got
a
long time to build that rapport. And I mean, I feel like the guys in Lower Decks are kids, like they're teenagers, right? They're in their 20s, they are young. So they were not born 100 years ago. They are younger versions, clearly.
What were their names? Matt and Kimono.
Damn, yeah.
All right, so where are we putting the
yeah,
science lab?
it's not exciting, but it's good.
Yeah.
I think that is 100% fair.
You guys must have hated season 3 because nobody's like yesterday. People were throwing in negatives like crazy. Today you're like asleep at the wheel.
Yeah.
Nothing positive came out of this season for you guys.
There are many.
I find that disheartening.
People like negativity. No, I'm saying as negative, but
it's true.
But I did have, obviously I have lots. This is gonna be a weird graphic. And you know me. Let's see if you know what I'm saying with this graphic. I do apologize in advance. What am I saying with this?
That you're incompetent. No,
Ow.
Not using Discovery Klingons and actually getting the rib cage on this right, because it is a hexagonal pattern, a honeycomb pattern, which Klingons do in fact have. One or the other.
100% it is not using Discovery Klingons and making an active choice to not be bound by bad canon.
Yeah.
Because these are wartime Klingons, where if you follow Discovery canon, they shave their hair for war. They say that these were at war. And you do see one with hair later. Like, this is obviously a skull, but you do see a zombie with hair. So there's no argument here. Plus, the classic look, whatever. So doubling down on not the Discovery Klingons. The issue is they did double down on Discovery Klingons ships. So it's not, but that's not technically what I'm voting for here. It's not technically what I'm submitting.
I think that was a saving money tactic because they already had the model available.
Yeah.
And they could have easily made a much more appropriate model, but
or they could have just taken off the wings, changed the colors, and added some D7 glows. They could have tweaked it.
Or expound upon what they said in the episode where she had to basically had a hard time getting the ship to bring her here because her family's disgraced. So put a line in there like this is like the oldest shitty tech we could find. Just to kind of say that this is an outdated design or something. Yeah.
I can 100%. Only rent passage on a garbage scow from a bygone era.
Perfect. Yes, that's exactly correct.
I think it's TOS. Yeah. So I think this should be a solid A because there's so many ups and downs for them using the appropriate canon a la holodeck, which makes no sense. But you gotta give them credit when they do and negative when they don't. So I'm gonna, I give an A. Because if they're wearing... Well, they wouldn't be wearing TOS uniforms ever. Because they were just wearing the ones they invented for this show's uniforms, which is fine. Yeah, there's nothing else you could have done with that. The only thing I would have said to make it better, and I don't know if you'll agree with this necessarily, would be that in the story they find a set of bodies and one has no ridges, and they scan it, and it's also a Klingon.
Yeah, we talked about that going into this episode. I would have been fine with seeing 1 or 2 Discovery zombies, to be fair.
No, I mean, Smooth had TOS Klingons. like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
doubling
Yeah.
down the fact they're both, even though they weren't shown fully
Well,
because they're dead. That would have been interesting. That would have probably made it S for me.
just to see a smooth-headed skull with like a honeycomb style rib
Yeah, but
cage.
then you can scan it to Klingon, and they're like,
Yeah,
"What? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
don't have to."
It's a Klingon. It's a Klingon with a genetic anomaly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh gosh, can you imagine if that was actually part of the reason why they became zombies? Because the virus got the augment virus from the right. They got augmented.
Yeah.
It's genetically passed down. I mean, that would have been oh. And then can you
Yeah.
imagine if I don't remember the name of the Klingons. I apologize. The lady's name, but at some point, yeah. Imagine if they were all smooth heads, and they just and they were they were Klingons, but they were smooth heads, as in the bodies and the zombies. And Pike says, "But why don't they have any ridges?" And she says, "We don't discuss it with outsiders." Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you full circled it super well, right? If you want to be a bit more specific, they could have said these were low class Padach, right? You could have done something really clever with that, but they did something good anyway.
Yeah. Devo says, "Will we see human Klingons near the end of Strange New Worlds?"
Hope so.
I'm betting. I'm betting no.
Yeah.
I'm hoping yes, but I'm betting no. If I was a betting man, I would definitely. Yeah,
We're more likely to see that than
a real Gorn.
yes. No. That was very loud. We're more likely to see that than we are to see the Connie be properly connied. Because
Mm.
that has an omitting mistake. Klingons, they're having a fun thing. It has a different public profile. Then bring in one Klingon with smooth ridges in the full dress in a scene and being a general or something is a very small thing to do, whereas a full Connie thing I think symbolizes more of a mistake.
Yeah. Now I'm sad because
Yeah,
I'm really wanting to see a
absolutely.
TOS Enterprise by the end of this.
Well, that would be the ultimate S. I mean, not that it's relevant, right, in the sense of it's not the most important thing, but if this show genuinely ends its run, ironically like Discovery, where they ended it with the Discovery Classic, the refit, the re-unfit. If they genuinely end it with the TOS Connie looking, maybe with a few more plates, fair, right? Then it feels like the entire arc of Discovery to Strange Worlds feels like they've healed the wound. Because it does all line up. Right?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
want to really fancy, I'm gonna say it again. You film the last scene in Ticonderoga on that bridge. And you have that Captain Kirk walking out the turbolift, all exists, out, and they're all in TOS uniform, or even their own uniform still, because they haven't changed it. That's fine. Keep the uniforms. Don't have to build a damn thing for the sets. And he walks out and he looks at Spock, and he's in the place that Spock was in TOS, and they refilm like TOS and say, "Mr. Spock, how's she looking?" "Well, yes, Captain, the refit has gone very well. The crew size has doubled, and our ship is. Crew size has doubled. Our 5 mission will be great." "That's true, Mr. Spock. My quarters have shrunk. I went to Pike's room the size of a swimming pool, and now it's a small closet. Regrettable, Captain, but any commiseration, mine has shrunk as well." And then they, then you meet Sulu for one scene. They get to do conventions forever, and then at the end they say, "Punch it, whatever." Yeah,
Yeah.
the ultimate healing moment would be a TOS set at the end. It literally exists. No money spent, except some plane tickets.
All right. I'm gonna pull in another one of my faves
Brilliant.
because nobody else is submitting anything.
No.
This is kind of your show, guys. You get to like have us
Yeah.
talk about what you want to talk about.
Yeah. Otherwise, someone else in the future is going to watch this and be like, "You missed out so many good things." It's like, well, we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't. Yeah.
So for me, one of my favorite moments is when the Farragut detaches its nacelles to
Oh,
use as weapons, right? Because that's always been a part of Star Trek, whether you know it or not. During TOS, there was a Bible on set, and it was said that the Enterprise could saucer separate and also eject the nacelles in case of emergency, which is actually referenced in the Apple. If you have to, I forget exactly what he says, but uh, detach the things and get out of here. So yeah, I think I love the idea of this. and there's possibly multiple different versions of detaching them, like at the end of the struts, from the struts out of the secondary hull. We talk about this in our saucer separation two-part video that we did way back when, which was one of my most favorite episodes, honestly, of Trekyards that we did. So to see this actually canonized on screen, that yes, you could just pop the nacelles in case of emergency, um, is fantastic. And there's so many other instances where they could have done this in every other show, and they just never have. So even though they were coming off the ugliest struts I've ever seen on a starship, the fact that they detached is phenomenal. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as much as we malign certain things in certain episodes, to see truisms of what we know these things can do finally done, great, cool.
Canon now.
But obviously, then therefore, so is Gorn, therefore is whatever. You kind of.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You be quiet, you.
No,
You
it's
just keep
great.
talking and making it worse.
Yeah, I know. It's yeah. Yeah. The only thing I'm gonna say, if you want to make it an S, I will argue not an S, just because they didn't explain what it actually did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a thing they did for reasons. Moving on, had they actually done the Star Trek of it and explained it logically for the audience, then it would be an easy S because it's such a nice thing to see. You know what I mean? If you want everyone to make it an S, fine. But I think with that logic, it's not a perfect maneuver. But it was really good to see.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Good explanation. I said words.
Well, you tried to.
I did try, yes.
Do you see? I don't know.
So where should we put this? Considering it's been kind of a thing forever and just never really seen.
Like I said, I vote an A because it loses S because of that reason, but it should be an A because it's just a classic bit of we always want to see it.
So A, you say?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Just getting my next one ready.
Yeah, I have one as well. Although I want the fans to have ideas. Fan driven.
Yes.
Small possibly thing, but it's been a plot line. Actually, no, I'll skip to the end of the plot line. The La'an and Spock romance, which we call because it was silly, and I think they won us over by being relatively well done, with many references while being really not overplayed, and yet being crucial to several stories.
Mm-hmm. Phenomenally done. Much better than him in Chapel, in my opinion.
Well, that was doomed to fail. I think that was part of the fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been played so well, and yeah, it's not been heavy-handed. There's many instances where it could have been. There's a lot of subtle little like looks or him giving her a coffee or whatever that have been really sweet little moments. And yeah, you can see this leading up to something happens to La'an or to their relationship, which says to Spock, you know what, I'm done doing this kind of thing. And we get our TOS Spock. So if it's handled well, which it has been so far, yeah, I've liked everything I've seen in this regard. So
it's one of the few things that underplaying it has been its greatest strength, because yes, they danced in the episode, and I told you at the time, there's a common thing with a show called Strictly Come Dancing. It's a very, very famous, very well watched show in the UK, and an absurd amount of dance partners have cheated on their husbands and wives with their dance partner.
yeah,
Several, like I'm thinking 4 or 5 marriages have been destroyed because you're in this show with a partner doing these dance learnings.
Very intimate, close,
Constantly, and most dance involve touch, of course. Some involve significant touch, and if you have chemistry, I mean, obviously the producers will pick them based on chemistry as well, either good or bad chemistry. That's part of the joy, and they pick so well, end up cheating on their husbands and wives, and it's literally a curse. It's absurd because dance can be that, right? It's a special thing. So it was a really intelligent choice that you wouldn't think Spock dancing makes sense. But then you wouldn't think data dancing makes sense, and they made it work as well. It's totally different but similar character, right? There's a way of making that work, and Spock is precise and dancing for a reason for Chapel and all, and then them together, and it just is a very smart play, and then because it pays off several times, it feels more justified. I really, really like this choreographed dance. So I think for me, this should get an A because it's so underdone in the grand scheme that it hasn't had a chance to break. But the small moments
Yes.
keep backing up. So I think it should be an A because I think it's actually shockingly well done, considering.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because I was also thinking an A for that one. So yeah. And it's been very naturalistic. And it's not, like I
Yeah.
said, not heavy-handed at all in its approach. So although a lot of people complain about it because Spock's getting all the ladies, but
And I've got to imagine that's a meta reference to the fact that Nimoy was the sex symbol despite being motionless in the 60s.
yeah, I think so too.
Because it doesn't make any sense, but it absolutely was an epidemic of lust for this guy who no one can have.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a lady, I don't get it. But also, Spock's a nice lad. Both good looking men, kind of,
Yeah, I never got the sex appeal of Spock at all when standing next to Kirk. I just didn't understand why ladies would, or even McCoy. I just don't get it.
Now,
But there's one choice
Sulu's
there.
not that bad. Yeah, Sulu's a nice looking man, charming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Scotty, make you laugh, get you drunk, make you laugh.
Yeah. Make you green with envy.
Wow.
Come on, that's funny. I'm a funny guy.
Yeah.
But we have a super chat from Richard Kennedy, who's been a member for 66 months at the rank
Oh,
of ensign, and I don't recognize the names. He must not comment often, but thank you.
I feel like I do, so thank you.
He says, how would you guys feel if the final episode had the old style uniforms, sets, and the original ship, like in Amir Darkly, nothing mentioned or explained, like it always looked like this? We would be ecstatic. At least I would, over the moon. Would love that.
I mean, we're obviously proponents for this stuff, you know,
It's kind of our thing, yeah.
and it, given the tone of this show, it would feel entirely valid to do one episode of season 4 just on the Ticonderoga sets and not mention it.
Yeah.
Like not skip a damn beat. Starts that way, ends that way. Next week back on their own sets. I mean, presumably TOS uniforms as well. That would be but like, and that's just an absurdity of like, yeah, of course. It'd get a lot
Yeah.
of fan feedback because then it kind of tells you, well, what is the real canon, right?
Yeah.
Both, neither, and they fully exist. So they could even do the Jeffries tube, right? There's no limitation there. They even have the original shuttle. They could literally do a scene next to the shuttle, the 60s shuttle, right? That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's true. That's
And of
true.
course, they have locations. They could go on location. They could do a TOS landing party in the Ticonderoga, New York, forests. They don't do much location work in Strange Worlds, do they? Huh. That just occurred to me.
No, just gravel quarries because why
Yeah,
not?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be an amazingly bold thing to do, and I think that's probably a cleverer play of them versus ending on TOS. That works better as a we did wrong, let's fix it. But having a full episode without mentioning it would be such a like, yeah, we know what we did. Enjoy.
Yeah.
But also, I would imagine that they would pick a director, Maven Frakes, whose challenge would be to make the TOS existing sets look as good as possible, as modern as possible. So not TOS, but like how good can they look with modern lighting, right? So it's
Mhm.
not about them being TOS, it's about just using them, and then of course they can look modern, right? Yeah, I think it'll be a very strong play, and it's within their tone, right? If they can do a musical episode, they can do a TOS sets
But
episode.
as you said earlier, that's them admitting they made a mistake in a way.
But it wouldn't for a one-off. It'd be a gimmick within a fun thing that's them saying we'll do everything. We'll do everything.
Let's let's revisit the holodeck and let's see what AI can do. AI,
Well,
recreate our ship in every detail, and you get a perfect representation of TOS Enterprise. It's like, it's close. I'll live with it. Can see that happening.
yeah, for me it works if you don't mention it at all. That would be the way I'd play that, and that'd be really funny. That'd be
Yeah.
really funny to me.
Um, I do have a few more if you want me to go into those.
Yeah, I have a couple. Did you? Yeah, I did the last one, so yep, you can jump in next.
All right, my next one is we'll go with this one. The ring ship. Using the ring ship design, the C or XCV design ship for the scavengers, even though they did say they didn't have warp drive yet. So it wouldn't be a ring ship necessarily, but the front of the ship was designed exactly the same. Uh, I think that was a very nice touch. We saw it in Lower Decks as well with the whole interdimensional ship thing. And it's definitely canonized it because it was always, I mean, it's sort of canon because it was on the wall in the Enterprise D and in the motion picture. But to actually start using the ring ship design as a precursor to like an X era, awesome job. Yeah. Total brownie points for that one, guys.
Yeah, it's a little bit of the have your cake, eat it, but also it wasn't a very satisfying cake because they didn't actually show a ring ship.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't. Shouldn't have a ring.
Yes. So it's tricky. We know what it was. It was one of those things where it reminds me of when in season 2, I suppose, they did the future agent subplot and they had the one person with the L cars, and the art guy decided to make it a T cars from relativity because it made sense. And they just made that and submitted it as in, well, it could be anything, but if you just use the canon, then we double down. I felt like the same thing was here. They needed an old ship portion. So the person responsible said, well, let's just make it the front of the ring ship because it makes sense. But they didn't show the ring, so they don't. It feels like it wasn't an executive decision. It was a fan decision. They were able to sneak it in, kind of thing. And as I expressed at the time, it would have been super logical in the sequence of just having the ring scene leaving Earth in a or even a half ring, right? Vulcans had half rings. That'd have been fine, right? Half ring ship.
Mm-hmm.
Having that leave the system and seeing that shot of the pioneers of the astronauts leaving to then go whatever. So yeah, I'm the fact that we didn't see annoys me too much versus what we did see, but I'm also thrilled we saw it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I agree with you.
Mm.
I wish even not having a ring ship portion or even a half ring, but having like thrusters on it, like the Botany Bay when it launched. Put something like that on the back of it, but keep the front of it looking like a ring ship design. Boom, problem solved right away, right? So
Mm.
yeah. So to use something that's so obscure, even though not so obscure anymore because of lower decks and stuff, but I kind of want to give this one an S. But as you said, without showing it's a complete ring ship, I don't know, maybe an A.
For the episode, maybe for the season, it's such not a special thing overall, right? For the episode, yes, but there's so many things that overdo it. Like I prefer Patton Oswalt in the episode to it,
Okay.
right? Like cool for us, but not for the season. If we saw even any more of it, yes, but we didn't. You
So
know,
you want to put it like a C or D?
I'll say I'll let you put it where you want, but that's where I said. But it's a ship thing, so I'll let you put as you want there. But that's
I'll
my
put it at D because I like your logic and your thinking on that.
yeah.
So first time for everything, right? So
And you're welcome, everybody. Yeah, something that could super easily have been an S, especially as we would have seen ring ships in 2 modern Trek in the same course of not long.
yeah,
But that's okay. We thank them for trying,
thank the maker.
and trying is
But
kind of half the battle. Yes, thank you, Roman 5. Where's one that I had as well? Let's have a look.
I've got two more if we need them. So
This is again curveball.
okay.
The Patel Pike love story this season. So not the end,
Yeah, I know.
but everything but.
Again, she's on the ship the entire time, yet most
Just
of the episodes she just does not even show up, which is fine. I mean, she's recovering, it's fine. But I don't know. I mean, this would have been their choice for her to stay on board because in most instances, in this case, she'd put her on a starbase in a medical facility to make sure she recovers
she could have a holodeck if she
completely.
was.
Oh, yeah. Um, no, I think they had some very touching moments. Like it definitely felt like a genuine relationship, and I think that was portrayed very well. So, yeah, it's definitely a interesting to drag something like that on this long to then have the finale that they had, where a lot of times in like other episodes of Trek, this would be like a one episode type deal. You know, I've known this person forever, but just introducing her now. Oh, look at how she's
Yeah.
destined to do something. You know, so yeah, they did a really good job with this one, and honestly, Patel was a great character. Loved her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Turns out you have a nice person with a nice person, and that's a bit of chemistry. It could be nice to watch. Who'd have thunk, right?
hmm.
There's a reason why classic romances tend to live longer than every other romance type in terms of media, and people like watching nice people. Yeah, I do think that having now seen the season, the way it was framed at the start is not where they expect to go at the end, because there's not the correct or there's not the most satisfying logical setup payoff for her leaving end of the season. The amount of will they, won't they, as an is she well, is she not, does not let you linger on either mentality. So when she leaves, as in the end, you're still thinking she's not fully well because you keep reiterating that. So she's not got the same power as if she was fully okay by episode 4 and then working as a judiciary in episode 6, and yet we saw her do little mind power tricks in the 7. Like if they'd played that successfully, then it'd be like, oh, she's okay, dead, or statue. That would have been a lot stronger. So I definitely feel they changed the plot there because it doesn't really link together the season. But
Hmm.
so I think the ending weakens their plot because it's so out of the blue,
Hmm.
personally. But the scenes they played together are really well done. Nice dialogue, nice acting, sweet, sincere, good amount of juxtaposition. And you've never seen ever in Trek two captains coexisting in a space
Yeah.
and feeling relatively, good for that because, they can't order each other. They also there's no imbalance of power, so Picard can't date Beverly partially because of the rank disparity. Well, they haven't got that here, so you get to see that more natural, true banter. The fact that she can be his safe place and reverse because they can be honest with each other. So yeah, I would say at least a B. I'd say it's not quite as fun as Patton, but there's a lot more of it and it's more sincere. So I would say at least a B, and I'll let you
Yeah.
say a piece there.
No, I agree. I think a B is perfectly fine for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And you are right. It does feel like something shifted where they're like, we had other plans for this, but we're going to go this way and kind of try to make an impact or do something really impressive and cool.
Well, as you say, if that was a well, shit, we heard from producer B that we might not get a season 4. Let's wrap up the season in a big way. But
Yeah.
we've only got 2 million left, and the main episode is 1.2 million, so we have not much extra.
Hmm.
Shit. So let's do this, and that would understand, right? It's just you didn't do a correct setup for it, so it's not quite as big as it could have been. Is Yeah.
And we also got their entire life together as well as a bonus, you know? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Interesting.
I have one that should be on both lists, yesterday's and today's.
And guys, last 5 minutes, I'd love to get one more. We're $3 away from a goal, so one more would get
Yeah.
us right over there.
Yeah. So, like I said, this one should have been on the list yesterday, but it's also on the list today. And how is that possible? The worst and the best. New intro, lots of new ships.
Oh,
Episode 2, lots of new ships. Never see them again. So bonus points for giving us lots of new ships like the Larson class and uh, the Nimitz
oh.
class with the proper nacelles for the era, stuff like that. Then to never see them again, the fuck. So the bonus points and the best of. not showing them again should have been on the worst. It should have been S tier on the worst list because they had so many great designs that would have been great for the Enterprise to go rescue one of them or vice versa. So yeah, the new ship designs, mwah, gave us a few things to cover. Some nice, and like I said, pulling in ships like from FASA, the Larson class, like canonizing those on screen. Awesome job.
Or at least a
That's just
Larson look-alike. So it's just a shepherd. It's just cobbled together mostly, but then it's fine.
shut up.
It's fine, it's fine, it's
The
fine.
the geometry's fine. It's all good. It's good.
I
It
mean, that's
looks
what
good.
TOS was. We're using sources. It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, the
Yeah.
cells are all new. So, no shade.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, they spend so much of the season feelings of the edge of space, of known space, and yet Farragut's right there. So it's constantly not, but also no. Yeah. It's as if they crammed for a test, but then forgot that they could have. Yeah.
No, it's like somebody that's got to go to like a parent, like a PTA meeting, parent teacher association meeting, and they want to make snacks, but they make way too many brownies, and so they only bring
Oh,
like a plate full of brownies instead of the 5 trays they brought. They just overmade stuff, and then like we can't use it. There's not enough people there.
and guys, we had some PayPal saying viewer choice. So we got 4 quickfire viewer choice. So first 4 to get in. Think of one right now. Put in 4 quickfire viewer choice. Go.
So I'm going to give the new ships an S, personally.
Now I'm gonna agree because I'm gonna hold you to a technicality to not be against this, as in there is a crossfield class there, but that's not a new ship. So therefore that's not technically what you're saying, even though if you're saying the fleet of episode 2, I would diminish it by having a crossfield. So based on how you presented it, you get the S.
It's going for an S, regardless. I should have got a screen cap of the end of the opening where there's actually like
Well,
you can
that's a
see
different.
more new ships. That's what I meant to, but I didn't have any of those, and I didn't want to
Oh,
go do it. So anyway, yes, new ships. Thank you.
yes. Would you like
All
ours?
right.
But yeah, any quickfire one, guys? You got a couple of minutes max. Put them in. Think quickly. Submit.
Well,
Go.
we're gonna quick fire those as far as discussing them. But I want to bring in my last one because I don't want it to not get on the board
Do it.
as we're waiting.
So yeah, guys,
All
put in
right.
4 quick 4 best to on the board.
And they're free for you guys. Nobody else paid for you. All right. The butterfly creature, a brand new
Oh,
space entity that was very looked fantastic in the episode. Love that there's a spacefaring like butterfly thing. A lot of people call it space Mothra, and that's fine.
wonder why they say
But
that.
but the effect looked really good, and it was a very nice looking, strange new life form. So there you go.
Yeah, I had considered this, but I thought, yeah. What's wrong with it, right? It's more that way
Nothing.
around. Yeah, great design, nicely done. Sad episode in terms of how it was done. I guess the only thing I'll diminish point wise that it's not warp capable, but it's fast, but it can go between systems, but it can't. But that's just Stranger Worlds bullshit, not knowing time or space or distance.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the design of it and the way it was presented on screen. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so fantastic.
Yes.
I would have said a B because it's great, but I wouldn't have said fantastic. But you threw it in, so I'll let you place because I got nothing wrong with it. But aesthetically, it's not fantastic to me, but it's certainly great to me. But if you like that much, hey, go for it.
I want to put it an A because I want to.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, nothing wrong with it. Just I wouldn't say it's fantastic. Just says really good.
Did you make a better space creature, Sam?
Sure.
Better than the Gormagander from Discovery.
Yeah. No, if you gave me a team and money, I've got, yeah, good.
Well, if you give anybody a team and money, they can make anything.
Well, yeah, but if you gave the team, if you gave the guy who made this no money, what I have, they also couldn't make it. So you have to have the same resources to be fair. No one's putting in free ones, guys. So you're losing a spot because you have.
That's fine. We're going to be
Well,
ending soon,
well, it's
so
fine. Just that was it. We gave you guys a thing. All right, so I'll throw in a couple I had. The documentary format for the documentary episode. I'm gonna
yeah,
say
it
a
was great.
hard A because it was really well done. I know lots of people didn't like
Yes.
it, but I've made lots of docs and I think it was super well done. Really dynamic, really interesting, really well paced. I want to see at
Hmm.
least one more of this in the Pantheon of Trek because it was really well done.
Yeah, absolutely an
And
A in my
not
opinion
the
as well.
episode, but the style of the episode.
I
I,
know, I'm aware.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely an A because yeah, to see a documentary in that universe, what that would be like. What do they watch it on? I guess just their view screens. So they wouldn't watch it on their phones or
And
anything.
they've got tablets, pads.
Watch it on the tricorder.
Sure. Uh, see, the only thing making an S is if they hired Marie without telling me, and she just appeared.
Yes.
But it's not Memory Alpha, so it's fine. Doesn't conflict with canon. Oh,
So
hitting an F
A.
for the doc. Oh, yeah, strong A for that because it's really well done. My second that we should have thrown, James T. Kirk. And if you want to nuance it, his first command, but James T. Kirk this season, I thought was worth bringing up because we got four. If no one's putting in, I'll put four in. So
He was great in that episode, and yes, he definitely some Kirkisms for sure, especially after the Last Frontier appearance. I think
mm-hmm,
that kind of solidified him into my mind as a new James T. Kirk.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think his command styles was interesting in that, not quite understanding where he stood in on things until Spock kind of logic, slapped him in his face with some logic.
That classic logic slap.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, absolutely. James T. Kirk, I think, was great. I think people complain that he's in it too much. I kind of like seeing him show up, so
Oh no, too much chocolate in my vanilla ice cream. What a
yeah,
shame. Yeah, thing is, it's a comparison, right? He's better than the previous two seasons. If he was in
yeah,
season one, he's still not amazing, but I would give him at least a B because he's definitely not there yet. And he's definitely not amazing, but he's a damn sight better than he was.
yeah. He's definitely improved. Yeah, B's fine.
Like I wouldn't say like he's not as good. He wasn't as good as Trelane, but there's a lot more bump, right? The A's
Well,
are
it's
so
still it's still a young Kirk. It's not a Kirk
yeah,
that we're familiar with yet.
but I would definitely not have said a B for last season for him. And no disrespect to him, just I wouldn't have said that.
Mhm.
Again, no one's submitting, even though we gave you three, so I'll throw in one tiny one.
This will be our last one, I think.
Oh well, okay. I mean, I was the Spock, the Spock picking the same uniform out of a row of uniform wardrobe joke. One of my
Yeah,
very
they're all
few
exactly the same.
true laugh out loud. For me, this is an S. It's such a funny little joke that's hard to think of, and I think it's just so well done. I have no notes, just because that's what it would be, right? He would have just a row of uniforms, no notes, perfect.
Yeah,
S.
cool. Hypno members submitted one. Chapel running all the science
Oh,
experiments as a
great.
Vulcan. Totally an
Okay,
A.
right. You talk about that. I'll find it. That's a good one to end
Yeah,
on. Good shout.
yeah. Yeah, I love that she's a bit of an overachiever as a human. Um, and then yeah, just crank that up to Vulcan standards, and she's running like 7 experiments at the same time. Uh, totally on brand. Not getting any sleep. I can't believe I wasted so much time on sleep and socializing. So running the experiments was a nice um, volcanism, I guess, for her. Uh, and yeah, just the way she kind of talked to Spock and Bunga about it. Uh, very matter of factly. So yeah.
Yeah, it was great. She was probably my favorite Vulcan because it felt the most natural and organic. Her hair was great. Her makeup was great. The look was just a great Vulcan. And this in particular, just the enthusiasm she got across while still most keeping her emotions in check. A good balance was great, and it was very in keeping. And I wish they'd delved more into the idea that it was accentuating some of the sort of character flaws
Yeah.
which is why she went obsessive in this way. Didn't quite go that heavy-handed, but no, great.
There's so much science in your world. I really expected an "I like science" line. I really did.
Or even trying to get really enthusiastic. I love science.
Power of science, people.
Yeah, I mean it's memorable.
Yeah.
But then now you've made some strong Bs. Is it better than Patton? Is it better than Kirk? Is it better than Romance? That's the question. What are you vibing?
Not.
No.
It's a great quick moment for Chapel, but honestly, I think I'd probably put it as C.
Mm,
Sorry,
yes.
Hypno Member.
In comparison, yes. But I think if you took a like a single bit of that, it'd be like, oh, that's amazing. But yes, if you look at the entirety of what's in the Bs, there's less of it. Yeah, better than Corby, but less good than Kirk. So keep it in C. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, you could have just one of them be a Vulcan, just her, and made a whole episode out of it. And that would actually been a really great sequel to Spock being a human last season, her being a Vulcan this season. That was a whole episode by itself. You didn't need anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Lana was fantastic, but actually, would Lana have been higher? I think Lana would have been a B for me.
I'd rank one higher.
Yeah, that would have been my contrast point.
Romulan persona, yeah.
Which I did say at the start, every Vulcan person who gets higher. But yeah, now we've got two, and Lana would have been a B, so that would have been, that would have been the stepping stone. Nice. Yeah, okay. Huh.
Awesome.
There we go.
Hypno Member agrees with us. It says all good points. I was blinded by science. It's all right, Hypno Member. We're here to put you in check.
Yes. Very nice. All right, there you go. Season 3. Mostly done, mostly dusted. We've learned so much.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you for joining us, guys. I don't know if we're doing a live tomorrow. We'll see. I might do a late night live, actually.
And I might either way at the normal time if you're busy. It's like
Okay. Well, we'll talk about it because I might join you for that. But there's
but not
something
Friday.
No, not Friday. No.
Yeah, we got Friday off. Crazy.
We'll see what we can do. So join us whenever you see us. And thank you for. Oh, we should end this poll too.
Oh yeah.
With 35 votes, would you rather see a
interesting
spin-off? Year one, Kirk's, Spock, Scotty, and Uhura, 51%. And then the On Temporal Agent show, 49%. So those are pretty much tied.
Wow, yeah.
We just want to see more of these characters and these actors because they're fantastic, regardless.
See, I thought that was going to be like an 85% slam dunk. People were like, I haven't done with the main cast. So I'm kind of well done the show for making them so good that people want to see more of them. Good for the show.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful.
All right, guys. Until next time, whenever that is, he's Commander Cockings.
He's got a belly.